Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our weekly Ascension Angel Messages for April 7th through the 13th, 2025. So, as we start, I'd like to first of all welcome everyone back to this weekly series and to also welcome anyone who is new to our Angelic Wisdom community. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe, select the all notification bell, like, dislike, and of course, leave your comments. If you would like to get an angel reading with me during the course of watching this video, you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com/services. You can, if you would like to make a donation to my channel to support it, you can use my PayPal me link for Angelic Wisdom LLC. Both of these links are in the description area below this video. And also, I want to mention that for now, I'll be doing readings on Saturdays after 2 p.m. So there may be some days available during the week, but I would have to let you know that on a personal basis. So, and when I figure out my schedule, so there are those possibilities, but just be aware of that. Also, if you haven't had an opportunity to check out the monthly Ascension Angel Messages for April, make sure that you do. The first link you will see in the description area will be that video. So make sure you check in throughout the month to just kind of, reflect, compare, see where you are, and see if there's anything that still resonating with you or something that you need to focus upon. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath. And really center. And also, first of all, make sure that your mind is clear. And sometimes that can be challenging. But just pray for inner peace and inner clarity to help you to not be focused upon what you're afraid of, but your purpose within the midst of whatever it is unfolding. And then take a second to just ground by sending roots deep into the heart of the earth. And just connecting in with that crystalline energy. Allow yourself to feel completely safe and completely loved. And be intentional in connecting in with the love that the earth has for you and for your soul and the support for your soul in its mission in this lifetime. And what they were showing me at first was a very thin, almost thin thread. Usually when I see a tree trunk, that tells me about our alignment or connection. The wider it is, the more that you're really allowing that universal flow of energies and wisdom to support you and to help you. And, it's so interesting at the children's mass that the priest talked about the Virgin Mary's, or Mother Mary's, sort of the Annunciation, and when the angel Gabriel came to her, and her immediate response of, I'll paraphrase, let your will be done according to, let your will be done to me, and so it's it was he was talking about, you know, in essence, just showing up and and recognizing that you're never alone, and everything that you do, the higher power of the universe and all of the angelic frequencies are always a part of you. They're not coming to you. It's almost like that every soul is its own cosmology of higher frequencies, higher dimensions, or all dimensions, all frequencies, but especially the angelic and the divine. There is no separation, even within the individuality of your own persona or soul as you understand it. And so that when you show up to do something, it is not you alone that is doing whatever it is that you're setting out to do. And whatever you're called to do in life or led to do in life, you already have the preparation for it. We spend so much of our mental energy in the opposite sort of awareness, that when a change happens, it seems as though we're being sort of blindsided by the oncoming event. But we're not, because your soul is always in a state of preparation and full awareness of what's coming and what's happening to you. And it's always ready. It's more so that what's adjusting is what appears to be outside of you. That's adjusting to you, who is ready. The moment is not quite ready for you, but you are always ready for it. And so that's why there are possibilities that situations can unfold in different ways, and it's unlimited, because it's all responding to your potential. And so we just have to release that potential, release it by totally surrendering all that we are, not the limits or the little. And then what I mean by that, the only the aspects of the self that you're aware of, that you allow yourself to be aware of. And that way we limit ourselves. But if we just release fully all of ourselves, then our potential will astonish us. Our wisdom, our skills, our preparation, our readiness, it will truly amaze us. So when I saw that thread, and that's why I was talking about really centering yourself first. Center yourself in your truth and all that you are. You don't have to understand it, but you just have to surrender to it. Trust that whatever moment you're about to step into, that you're completely and fully equipped in every possible way. So if you find yourself worrying and you find that you're experiencing the side effects of your worry, so this is something I feel like they want to draw our attention to, that we need to be aware of when we are worrying and also be aware of the side effects that we create when we worry, when we're in fear, and how you can release the worry, the fear, and then, of course, the side effects. And don't beat yourself up, because this is not about getting it perfect. It's not about being, surrendering perfectly. It's not about showing up perfectly. It's not about, you know, releasing your potential perfectly. This is about doing the best you can by being as aware of more of yourself as best you can every time you practice showing up. But I get a sense that when I saw that thread, that we're allowing something to become enormous to the point that it cuts us off from having access to the unlimited potential that you hold within yourself and all the resources, celestial, angelic, magical, etc., that is available to you. Take a moment just to call upon your guardian angel. And your guardian angel asks you to call for its protection. Now, the protection is love. It's not that you need to be protected from something, that you are not safe, but the protection is about not remembering that you are love and that you are loved, and not asking for help often enough in the form of asking for your angel's protection is like asking for a hug of love, to be enveloped in its wings of light. And every angel carries the message of God and the essence of God. The essence of God is the message of God, and that is love. And all the laws of the universe are orchestrated and highly, and let's even say the most responsive to this form of love, this form of protection, which is not the kind of protection that we think of in a three-dimensional mindset where I'm not saved, there's a threat, there could be harm, I need shelter, I need someone to protect me, I need someone to come in and be, oops, the hero to save me. This is about forgetting something incredible, that you are this love, divine love. You have the power to share it and to express it and experience it in all of its many facets. It's not just this ideal sort of fantasy, it's everywhere. And, like to really just remind people that sometimes we have to speak up and we have to be um, what might appear not loving. But if you're saying it from the heart, it is love. The best way is the way sometimes that things just have to be done or said. And it may not make everybody else feel great, but it will create the kind of change that is necessary for their hearts to open to who they are. Because sometimes we're hard headed. We don't want to hear and we don't want to experience love. We want to cradle our fears, nurse them to death. We just want to resist. And sometimes if you keep going down that road with somebody coddling them all the way there, then you'll end up being left where they are, spent and unable to get up, and they get up instead and take your place. So we have to know with a trust love, with a trusted to be passionate, to be vocal when necessary, and sometimes a little angry. But in the end, there will still be a beautiful outcome. There will be a peace that surpasses all understanding. And everything will be well eventually. So call upon your guardian angel this week for what you might be thinking as protection, but it's just really to enfold you in the reminder of love, unconditional love and compassion, to help heal that distorted reality of fear and pain and suffering, so that the laws will acquiesce to your soul's true needs. Okay, we have the Seraphim Seraphiel. And it's interesting, there's that word, tune into the divine will, open to higher illuminations. Now there's that word will again. And what I was really trying to get at is, the way he put it, I'll put it this way and I'll explain it another way, possibly. We've heard it and we don't like it. And we associate religion with it. My will versus God's will. But remembering that will is the highest good of all. Let's put it in its true context. It is the higher will. It is your higher self, your monad, and your source. And all are you. It is the better version of you. It is the best mind of you, the highest form of intelligence, intuition, instinct, and insights, as well as hindsight. So when he boldly said, and I've heard it said to me since I was a child, but didn't know how to really do it. And I'll tell you the secret, it's to surrender. One, that's what I got out of it. First, to surrender. When you think my will is you telling yourself, I'm alone. I don't have anyone in this moment I can depend on. That there isn't a universe supporting me that is already a part of me, and that the universe is equally present with everyone. What you know as your soul is not just one presence, it is a multidimensional, and I don't know what the word, I but it's multidimensional, it's multifaceted, and it is, I'm just going to make this up, but in terms of divinity, all paths of divinity, all masters, all the angels, they all exist within you, including the source. And so, to navigate our world, we have to not focus on our will, but we have to focus on the higher will to guide us, to keep us from succumbing to our worst fears, that which we conjure, not which is something has the power outside of us to do to us. It is something that we conjure or give our belief and power over to in order for it to become a path that we have to go through. And it's not, you know, and again, it's not like just because you went down that path, you're ruined, that you're just now a total waste of time. Because you are still in and a part of your team. And all this wisdom, wherever it goes, no matter how dark or how ugly, it plants seeds that transforms your path into beautiful gardens. And so, therefore, every journey, every path you take is going to have great value to you. It's never a waste of your time nor the universe's time. They're delighted to go wherever you go, to learn whatever you're learning, and they're doing it together. The universe is learning through you and with you, and sharing with you what you have forgotten that you've learned. That's why it's always present with you, because you've been present with all of the enlightenment that has taken place into infinity. So now is the time to realize that when you walk into a situation, you were never alone, you're not alone, and you won't be alone as you go down that path. And all you have to do is surrender to that higher will. Surrender everything you think you know and you understand, or that you're assuming, and let the potential be fulfilled within all who are present. It will come as through the collective. It will never come in and of yourself alone. So you've got to surrender. You've got to be open to the moment in order for all the other divine ones to partake and share and exchange in this great, enormous potential that each and every one has been primed to receive and to express. So work with this art, with this seraphim, to overlight you and helping you to surrender to divine will and open up to the unlimited illumination that your soul has for you. Let's take a look at the first card. And again, the cards were laid down from right to left, so that gives us a sense of, you know, that that we're really working. The transformation that we're working on is internal. As much as there's so much going on around us, and we think that we need to fix those things, the real magic happens with all those problems out there is through that internal shift within yourself, because we're all connected. And so it's like having it's like being able to log in to a computer, like how sometimes those tech companies, they'll log in to your device so they can see and move it around it. And so it's a similar thing. You, everyone is sort of like a device, but all the devices are connected to the same server source. So you think by going over that you need to be on location to make those changes to bring people together, and it helps that three-dimensional framework. But all the other levels, which are far more powerful because they are higher in frequency, can do the shifting, create the new realities, and support the higher collective consciousness shifts right from your own personal device, because we're connected in right to the main server. So this is the star card, and this gives us a message of profound hope, but renewal. And here we see sort of this pure newborn, lying in, it almost looks like a shell, but I'm sure it's just maybe a basket or something. And it's just illuminated by starlight right now. So really take the opportunity to be aware of the celestial energies that are coming in support of the world. So just like the earth, just like you and I are not alone, and we are made up of so many other components, celestial components, so is the earth. And it is absorbing and receiving and in communication with other um, planets and beings. And this is a time for us to also absorb the frequency of our own planet. If you take the time to tune in, despite that it seems like we're in this huge tower moment of chaos, but if you tune in, the chaos is an example that the wheel is spinning rapidly. So change is spinning rapidly, and rapid change to the ego is chaos. But if you tune into the planet, you will feel that there is a much higher frequency, and you'll feel security and safety, tranquility. They're writing in front of me. So really tune in to get the real news of where we are and where you are in your ascension process, and be aware of the inspiration that those frequencies are downloading into you, and what is being activated within you. Don't just focus. So this reading, focus on the internal. Don't just focus on the external, because that's the side effect. And there's some side effects here that just have to be in order for things to the outcomes that we have hope in. And this card gives us a message of hope, but this is a long-term journey. This is not going to be immediate, but it is going to be forthcoming, and gradual. So it may not look like we're going to get to that place where the world is going to be a better place. It's not going to be, it doesn't look like it's going to be ever a world of peace, and it looks like everything is going to go to hell in a handbasket. That is just really what this card is here to, first of all, put into your being, your essence, that that is not true. But it's just going to take time, and we can, you know, we can expedite things if we really focus on accessing sort of the world through our own motherboard. Okay, the card in the middle, we have the King of Swords. And I don't know who the woman is that's standing beside him, but then there looks like, oh, there's a crab sort of in front of his throne. And it's interesting because the throne kind of looks like a cavern. I'm pretty sure it is. It reminds me of Luray caverns with, all the fossils, you know, the drips have fossilized, or whatever that process was. And and so it's an interesting image for the King of Swords here, espadas. So so there is this feeling of this distance, from this king. We can not really see his face very well. And what we can seem to see is the face of the female. And it does feel almost sort of this watery energy, um, which is interesting for swords, but it's sort of fossilized, right? So, hmm, it's almost if the state of the mind, um, has sort of become fossilized in some way. And um, and then we have this crab figures in front of us who, sort of all shelled in. Um, and the female that's standing there, she is the only one that seems to be able to step out of this if she wanted. So this is a card where it gives us a lot of interesting contrast, and it really begs that we need to sort of balance our mind. We need to, protect, in the sense of, and I'm just thinking of protection with the crab here with the shell, because all that shell, but it's in that same protection of love, right? We need to not allow ourselves to be drawn into fears. This also reminds me of the moon card when I saw it. So that possibility of things that can come up from the subconscious, and needing to really, with the King of Swords, sort of have a balanced approach. Don't look at both sides of the issue, um, with fairness and integrity. Don't judge yourself or others within a situation. Let people reveal themselves. Give them the space to feel safe to do that, as well as for yourself. And it's interesting that this card has in this with this king sort of this the feminine energy to sort of balance him out. So it's really um, about trusting our feelings and letting our heart guide our minds, right? And the way that we think, and really conferring back and forth so that they stay in balance with one another and not one take over the other. All right. The other one is the king of cups. So we have two kings here. And this gives us a sense that we have some kind of authority in a matter. That if you are feeling as though, and here we have two kings, the mind and water, emotions here. So it says that what trust your ideas, trust your inner wisdom, trust also your feelings, trust your gut. That you are a person who probably has balance in both of these things, and that you know don't give away your power, so to speak, right? um, think about what you want to do, where you want things to go. And both of these kings are people that, someone would come to for advice. Um, one for, let's say, advice with relationships and how to deal with people, and the other one for how to make strategic plans, how to execute something, how to get something done. So perhaps you have in this week, you're going to be dealing with both. You're going to be trying to figure out how to navigate relationships, people that you might be meeting for the first time, or people that you've been dealing with, as well as trying to get some kind of um, strategic plan or some matter resolved strategically. So you might have, um, maybe you might be trying to get this group of people to complete a goal, or you might be trying to motivate them to work together. Just know that you have the skills. Know that however you are showing up in this reality, you might not be the leader. You might be one of the workers or the co-workers, but somehow you're being asked to step up to make that long-term um, change, and to know. And I just saw the word project. So just know with the star card here is that this project, and the project could be related to the job, or this has become your project to find a way to get everybody to work together and to be more productive. So figure out how you're going to do that by just knowing that it's going to take time and patience. That's what the star card is telling you, that you're going to be successful. You have everything you need since birth. You were born to do this. But now it's time for you to really lean into your stellar wisdom, your cosmic wisdom, and divine will and guidance to really start to move this thing in the right direction. So take your time, be positive about it, have hope, have a lot of faith, and rely on your strengths, because the kings would represent, you know, that you have, these are your strengths. You have a strong emotional intelligence, as well as a lot of, um, and both kings indicate strong leadership abilities. You have, you're very good at um, strategies, um, or planning and leading and guiding those plans. And you it doesn't, you don't have to lead, you know, you don't have to be in a lead position to lead. You can lead quietly. Think of those people who always work in the background, but they're strong support, and they sort of create shifts or they put out fires quietly. That's sort of the idea. So if you've been like aggravated about something and you've been vocal about it, that's okay. But maybe try a different approach, which is to, you know, do it quietly behind the scenes, meaning, you can influence key figures that you see that might be the components that are most stubborn, or you might go to the people around them who are less stubborn and be able to influence that person through creating the shift around him first, him or her. All right, let's take a look at the card I've already pulled from the bottom of the deck. Wow, we have another. So we have the Emperor. So there is something here in terms of stepping up into that the inner authority of self, right? It's really about acknowledging who we are, our potential, knowing our value, feeling loved and being loved, and knowing that you have the gift of love, right, to share with others, and to really for it to be something that you use in a way that you use your emotional intelligence and you key into the emotional intelligence of others to really um, open, doors into their minds, to help them to see opportunities that are there, and to do this in a way that you don't judge. No one feels judged by you, but they feel really supported by you. And I think that's one of the key qualities of the King of Swords. No one feels ever judged by him, but they feel seen by him. And the Emperor is really might mean that for some of you, um, definitely, if it's not a promotion in a role, into a leadership role or some type of leadership role, you are being activated by the universe to quietly perform that role. So listen to the thoughts and the ideas that come to you, trust your wisdom, and express your soul, express your heart, as candidly and as honestly and as clearly and directly as it needs to be. All right, so I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful week. God bless.